Well, welcome everybody to our online program on addiction and recovery from the Sunshine Coast Health Center up here in Powell River, BC. And we've been looking at examples of Viktor Frankl's ideas on addiction and recovery. So Frankl said that addiction was a response to living a life that lacked personal meaning. So the solution then has to be get a life, right? Start living a life where you feel fulfilled and that you feel in control and that you're being true to yourself, that sort of thing. If you could do that, then the purpose of the addiction goes away. So there's no really any point anymore in engaging the addiction, because the addiction is always a response to living a life that lacks personal meaning. So this time we'll talk about Eric Clapton's autobiography. So we've talked about Clapton's autobiography before on the online program. And it's particularly interesting because in his recovery, it's as if he's found a mission. And he tells us in his recovery that the way he looks at his music, for example, he sees himself as a healer of others who are suffering. In other words, he's not only gone beyond himself, one of Viktor Frankl's big points, so he's going to live for more than himself, but he's actually found a reason to get healthy and to keep off the drugs. And it's kind of curious because people in active addiction and people in early recovery, when I ask them, well, what would you do with your life if you weren't addicted? It pretty much stumps them. They have no idea. They can't answer directly other than, well, you know, I'd be a better father or something like that. But there's no really deep insight into it. And it's basically telling me, well, really, they can't think of a reason to actually stay in recovery. There's nothing compelling them to do it. And this is one of Frankl's big points, is that there always had to be a reason. There had to be a purpose to getting over whatever you were suffering, including the addiction. And this is why we're so big on a mission, having some goal that you would have to fulfill in the future. And he had learned this from the concentration camps, where he noticed that the people who had some mission, some goal they wanted to achieve once they got out of the camps, those were the people who survived. And the people who perished were the people who just lived now and had no real thought of anything they wanted to accomplish in the future. So Eric Clapton seems to be, to reflect one of Frankl's key points, and that is to live for a purpose, to have a mission, to live today but always keep an eye on the future. So anyway, Eric Clapton seems to reflect some of Frankl's ideas. Anyway, that's it for this program on our online addiction and recovery issues, and we'll be back next time with a new topic.